Yo, what's up, guys? It's Hamza here. I don't know if that's the intro or not. I can't remember. But thank you for coming back to one of my videos. Um, really appreciate it. Um, I've not really thought about how I'm segueing this, if I'm being very honest with you. So I'm just gonna go into it. Wrestling. If you remember in the last video, I said that I was gonna go to. I might be going Clash in Paris. I ended up did going. I did a solo trip. Sickest experience ever. The crowd, if you watched it at home, the crowd was as loud inside of the arena, and I got tired just because of how loud the actual crowd was. So like all the chants, all the reactions whenever someone came out, it was like a massive pop every single time, and it always like it was sick. From overall experience, 10 out of 10, I would say. Well, I would say I'll give it an 8 in terms of actually seeing the actual matches. A lot of the times it's hard to see with people in front of you who are standing on chairs and those sorts of things, so it's hard to see. Uh, but other than that, it was really, really good in terms of just watching the match, experiencing it. I wish I was a bit more uh, in the moment. I think a lot of the times I was trying to get like a video, try to record it. Maybe next time. I think next time I ever go to see a WWE show, I'll get a couple of photos. But then after that, just leave it as it is because it kind of takes you out of the experience when you're just recording the actual matches instead of just actually watching them. But because obviously the first match, Roman Reigns' match, it was sick seeing Roman Reigns come out. But I was recording it, so I was trying to experience it that way, and it wasn't as good. Obviously, you had Bronson Reed come out first. That was a sick match, and I love how they ended it. I know we got Roman Reigns leaving us to go record the Street Fighter movie, so obviously he needed to be uh, cut off, but also it made him look strong. It didn't make Bronson Reed um, weak because after the match I think three tsunamis on Roman Reigns, and then all the spears from Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker looks sick as well in the match, but also Roman Reigns got the win over Bronson Reed. So he's in the ring as a talent. He's gonna win matches. He's not losing matches. And then you've got um, the moment with Paul Heyman as well. So the first match, just talking about the experience of it, was very good. It's hard to see, but it was very, very good in terms of just how the feels were. Second match, it was, I believe, the tag team match. So I didn't feel the vibes from this compared to how it's shown on the um or like the video on the actual show at home. The actual vibes when I was there, it didn't give off it as much as I thought it did, compared to the TV. But it was still, it was still good. It was still a nice experience when watching them come out, and then everybody was doing the full on motion when the Street Profits came out, and then I didn't. I'll be honest, I don't know the White Six's theme song, so I didn't really sing along. But it was good overall in terms of just experiencing it. Um, Moving along, we've got the Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch match. I think everybody knew Nikki Bella was never gonna win. I couldn't see nothing from that match. Like I think because they're short, you just can't see nothing really. Mid match, it was okay. It was a match. I would kind of explain it that way. Um, Obviously, later on we see Becky Lynch again, but moving along from there, and then you've got um, the um, was it John after that? No, Rusev versus Sheamus. That was my favorite match of the night. I didn't think Sheamus would tap at the end, but when they came out, you knew it was a fight. People were shouting when they were doing the beats of the batter, whatever it's called, baton or something like that. Everybody was screaming along. Even I was my French not very good, um, but I can count up to 10 in French, so I was going along with those. So it was sick with that. They made it into it lived up to expectations. I would say it didn't. When you left that match, you didn't feel as if um, there was something missing from it. There wasn't anything. The right person won. Rusev won, so that made sense. But you didn't. Sheamus didn't look weak at all, and he looked strong, and it made a really good grudge match in the end. Um, I think up until that point, that's when the crowd got back up. With the Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella fight, everybody was chanting for Becky. No one was really on Nikki's side. It was a very Becky Lynch crowd, and then same with uh, the tag team match. I think people definitely did after the entrances, after the people came out. Everybody kind of just relaxed a little bit. It wasn't as loud as the other matches, but then with the Sheamus and Rusev match, the crowd got up again and it got live again, and then the last match, the John Cena versus um, Logan Paul. I thought it was one of the best matches. I rewatched it at home and I thought it was all the paying homage, all the things that happened in that match. It was just so good. It made sense. It flowed really nicely, and you could tell they cared about the match. He wanted it to be a really good match in a really good crowd. Everybody was enjoying it. Everybody was playing along with it. Uh, People were booing Logan. Everybody was cheering John, and it just made into like it was a really sick match. It was everything lived up. Obviously, you had the zigzag, Ziggler. You had the like the what's his name, Cesaro, kind of uppercuts. You had the um, Stars Clash, which was sick, and everybody got up for that. That was a crowd pop. They wanted that for the French crowd, so that was really sick. And then just how it all went. I'm so happy that Brock didn't come out in that match. I think a lot of people did predict Brock to come out, but I think it would have just been SummerSlam um, number two, and then Logan as a winner is kind of just not worth it overall. But I thought that was one of my favorite matches. Definitely, I would say if you're counting it, it was definitely the Rusev first, Rusev versus Sheamus, and then I would go John versus Logan, and then the last match would have been third in terms of how much I enjoyed it was the fatal four way between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Jey Uso and LA Knight. The crowd was very comparison to the last time in Leon, where everybody was on Jey Uso's side. Everybody was on LA Knight side. Everybody wants LA Knight to win. Um, I don't think anybody really believed he would win. It was very unlikely that after Seth Rollins had um, won at SummerSlam and how he did, that it didn't really make sense that LA Knight would win so early, so soon. And I think they're going along the lines of continuing the storyline with CM Punk. Crowd loves CM Punk as per usual. Nothing changes there. And then the same thing with Seth Rollins. I think you had the initial boos, but everybody was singing his song. They always sing his song. I think eventually he will have to change his song so that no one is able to sing like Becky's song. Becky's song is not the same as the last one, it's still a good song. It's still a good entrance music, but I think eventually he will have to change that. I'd assume they will probably do it when Paul's back, and then do it as a like a faction kind of entrance when they're all together, because them lot are kind of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are kind of doing their own thing now, and then Seth is doing his own thing here. So I definitely think that Seth should. Um, Seth won was the right idea. How they did it, I don't think anybody predicted how they could have they could have done that. It's crazy to think that Becky Lynch. It was so obvious though. It was like, who else is he gonna get help from? Is it gonna be someone new? Who else? Maybe it's gonna be Brock. Maybe it's gonna be the final boss. I think everybody says the final boss, but I don't think he's coming back anytime soon at all. Um, but Becky Lynch, it was obvious but not obvious. It was so like, oh, maybe Becky Lynch, but yeah, with her being a heel, it made sense, and the link up is so much better than it seems so much fluid. It makes sense because they're husband and wife with Seth and um, Becky instead of Seth and Paul. With Paul, he's kind of just like, I don't get the aura of a Paul Heyman guy from Seth Rollins, even though Seth Rollins is on that level. He is comparison to the Roman Reigns, the Brock Lesnar's, the CM Punk. He just doesn't give it off. I don't think I don't think CM Punk gives it off either that he's a Paul Heyman guy per se. He kind of just, because there's so much of so big, they are such good friends. Uh, it kind of just linked together when they were together. But compared to that with Seth, it just, I haven't had that moment where it made sense. It links together. He's still going around, still saying, "I love my tribal chief. I acknowledge my tribal chief." And same thing with like Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, this that. It, the linkage, even though he's gone on the side of Seth Rollins, it doesn't feel like Paul is in control. But obviously, he's now been choked out by Roman Reigns, so he'll be in a hospital somewhere for quite a while, I would assume. Um, but yeah, I think I've just lost my train of thought. But the right moment when Becky came out, everybody was screaming. It was so sick when she did come out because no one expected it, especially with the mask on. But everybody was happy leaving that. So the bad guy won, but everybody was still happy because they experienced such a sick show, as well as the actual um, the alliance between Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins with the Vision all together. So it was a really sick show, that fan main show. It was a mission to get there, and the things that they sold very expensive. I bought a couple of items. I bought the standard. Um, I was there, and then I also ordered the John Cena um, Paris shirt as well because I thought I might as well get it. Yeah, I was ooming and on about it, but I said I might as well get it. It's something to have, I guess. But yeah, after that, I went to the next show. The actual I went to Raw. It was really sick to watch main event. I didn't know that they didn't do both matches on main event. I thought they did both matches on before the Raw, but it turns out they do one match on one Raw, another match on another Raw, and then they join it together, which I thought was quite quite strange, but I guess each did their own. Uh, everybody loved Otis. I think Otis is on the rise currently, underrated and underappreciated in terms of storyline. He's kind of just going very under the radar. Under the radar, everybody is on the Otis bandwagon currently in terms of the crowd. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of months if he goes on another run. Maybe potentially it'll take a while, and they'll have to build the story up. Maybe we could potentially see Otis beat Rusev. So as Rusev is built higher, and as they go along building him to eventually become like a world heavyweight champion, I definitely see there could be a moment. There could be a chance when you want to bring the bad guy down, have a moment for a good guy. Otis beats Rusev. I definitely think that is possible in the near future. But after obviously the main event with the 3-on-3 mixed tag match, um, you had the you had the Raw with Jey Uso come out. He actually walked past me, so my seats were different on the Raw. So he came, walked past me. I got the dap up, which was sick. The guy behind me, he was actually the same guy that was behind me on the Clash in Paris as well, and we just dapped each other up because it was so hyped that he actually came through the crowd for it. But came out standard stuff you see on every other show. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't really when they came out and did their promos. You got the instant that uh, Jay is on smoke currently, but um, you didn't. It's not like we hadn't seen it before, so it's kind of the standard. LA Knight comes out, everybody cheers, everybody loves LA Knight, and then Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker come out, and they have the tag team match, the infamous tag team match. I feel like they have this tag team match every couple of weeks. It's the same tag team match. If you can't have a straight up match, you have to have a tag team match at the end of the show with all the main eventers. Basically, it's kind of the standard with a lot of Raws. Um, but they came out, did their thing, and left. It was, in terms of the experience with regards to the crowd, it was really good. But um, in terms of storyline wise, it was kind of just the standard stuff. It wasn't anything new, I would say. But you've obviously got after that, um, the tag team match with Asuka and um, Kairi Sane, and then with Roxanne Perez and what's her name? I've forgotten her name. Raquel Rodriguez. So yeah, the tag match, standard match, nothing new, nothing we hadn't seen before. Everybody was very rocking on Asuka, but but obviously we had the news afterwards of which was the main story about that match was um, Io Sky versus um, Stephanie Vicker, which made sense. Those two were the number one contenders for each of the shows, and it made sense that if you're going to crown a new world heavyweight champion on the women's side, it'd have to be those two going against each other. I wish it was on the Clash in Paris road. That would have been sick, but wasn't. It's okay. Uh, get it next time. But it was definitely sick. It was a sick announcement. Very, I think it was expected, but that announcement came out. I am very worried in terms of who are they gonna face after each one of them wins. I don't think Io Sky will win. I think it will have to be Stephanie Verker because you've got the storyline between Oscar and Io and Kyrie and then Rhea as well linked to it. You've got that storyline going along on one side, and you don't necessarily. I feel like if Io wins, it kind of throws a wrench into whatever you do with Stephanie afterwards. Because we've not really seen a lot of Stephanie Verker. You've seen here and there, but you've not really seen a lot. So I definitely think I don't think Io wins. I think Stephanie does win, but I'm very worried about who actually she's gonna face. I think they are building up because you don't have many heels. That's the problem, and it'll end up being like Io's last title reign, which was really good up until WrestleMania. Went from when she won it up until WrestleMania after Elimination Chamber, which was really good. But then afterwards, I can't remember what happened. You've got the um, you had Evolution, and I don't remember what happened in the middle of that. I think she might have faced Stephanie Verker before that and it got interrupted, but nothing really happened. It wasn't really a good title reign after WrestleMania. Before it was sick. It made Io Sky even more popular and it made her a world. She was already on the caliber of the world heavyweight champions in the women's current division, but it solidified her comparison to like Rhea and all those guys. But just going back onto Stephanie Verker, who does she face? You've got Asuka, which they're building up into a heel. I think you've got you'll probably have a Rhea match, but you can't really build that good of a story with Rhea because they're both baby faces, so it's kind of just eh. You've got Bailey, I guess, when she comes back, she'll be a bad guy. Um, but then Roxanne Perez and Judgment Day, but nothing like it doesn't compare to like the NXT kind of locker room because NXT it makes sense why they say that their women's division is the best women's division because anybody can win that NXT championship. There isn't anybody that's below anybody. No one's stuck in a character. No one's stuck doing a certain thing. Anybody can get it. That's the reason why I think the NXT's women's division is the best one because everybody wants the gold. Everybody wants to win. Everybody can change in terms of what they believe in a second because it's about the gold. In terms of Raw and SmackDown, you kind of got you're stuck in characters which they have to do the same thing over and over again, kind of. So you kind of stuck in a way. I bet there's like a bit of better way of articulating that, but that's kind of the way I feel in terms of um, the women's division. So I am a bit worried. I wouldn't be mad if EO wins it again. I think they can work it around with EO winning, but I think it does have to be um, Stephanie Verker if you want to build her as a main eventer. You've got afterwards we had the Finn Balor and Dragon Lee fight. Dragon Lee, before I go into Finn Balor, Dragon Lee is a sick wrestler. He's so underrated, I think. He does so many sick stuff that just goes under the radar. And I think because he's a luchador, he does definitely get downgraded. But he's sick. He's awesome. But France loved Finn Balor. As soon as he came out, it was like AJ kind of how they like AJ. They love Finn Balor the same way. So loved him throughout the match, and you got him to interact with the crowd as well, which was really good. And we've got and then afterwards it was New Day versus New Day and Grayson Waller versus Raw War Raiders and um, what's his name? Penta. It was sick watching Penta in real life. His entrance was very cool. I didn't expect it to be as good because it's really good when you watch it on TV. But I didn't think it would translate as well. Actually, in the arena, but it actually did. It was really good in terms of how visually it looked. Uh, That match, good match, standard kind of heel versus baby faces kind of match. No one liked the New Day, booing them straight away as soon as they came out. I think during the break they were chirping at the crowd as well, and no one was having it. No one wanted to uh, cheer them at all. Um, but it was a decent match. I would say it was good. Um, Next one after that, it was the it was the AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio match. This match should have been the main event, man. We didn't need to have the standard. Um, I guess it makes sense in terms of what they did at the end of the tag match, but they could have done it earlier on the show. It would have been fine. Um, this should have been the main event of the match, of the show. It wasn't. I think they missed a big opportunity. They should have crowned Dominic Mysterio as the AAA champion at World's Triple Mania. They should have made him into the AAA champion and then gone to Paris, and that's where he loses the Intercontinental Championship to um, to AJ Styles. So you would have had the moment of the double champ Dominic Mysterio, but then also you've got um, before that massive win, the massive moment for AJ Styles to win his Intercontinental Championship, it would have been awesome. It would have been sick, man. It would have been phenomenal. Overall, match was good. Crowd was loving it as soon as AJ came out. I was shouting, what's it called, that phenomenal song, the full time they were in the credits as well, uh, or advertisements, but really good match up until obviously Grande Americano comes out, ruins the match, and Dominic Mysterio retains. Missed opportunity, very big missed opportunity. Um, Afterwards, you had the CM Punk. Obviously, now we know because it's Sunday what that kind of built into. But I think the promo was really good. I think they should have let it sit for a bit longer. They kind of just, as soon as CM Punk said, "Oh, I'm gonna wait here until Seth Rollins comes out," they should have, um, they should have waited. I think a little bit longer, and until they actually get Becky out. But when Becky came out, I knew it straight away. I could see straight away that that's not Rollins. But um, I don't think the crowd do compared to everybody else. Sorry about that. Right. But I definitely think the crowd knew straight away. But it was really good. It was really good in terms of him coming out and well, Becky coming out and then Seth Rollins afterwards. Though the promo was good, they edited the actual show itself because they did it for the beginning of the show as well. People were swearing at Becky Lynch. They were saying, "Shut the fuck up." Essentially, the full time she was trying to speak, and but they edited the actual show with booze, which is annoying. Kind of, you lose the essence of the actual show and her interactions of why she's getting so mad when it's only booze. But I guess it makes sense on their end. But thought the promo was good, and then obviously you had the setup, which we'll talk about afterwards. Um, Final match, standard tag team match. I like how they're building up the spear for Braun Breaker. It is a move that he can use often and can use a lot, but it will knock out a person out. So obviously, you have the spear at the end, and um, Becky and not Becky. I think Jey Uso took the pin, which I thought overall the match was good. It was lots of things going around, but it was kind of the standard. And then you had then afterwards, yeah, the beating, and then Jimmy Uso came out. Massive pop for Jimmy Uso. I don't think anybody expected Jimmy Uso to come out again, and he came out, saved the day with his chair. It makes me wonder why don't, when they're running out a lot of superstars, why don't they bring a chair more often? Because as soon as you bring a chair, whoever's in the ring just can't do what they normally do for some reason. So I don't know why they don't just bring a chair more often. But obviously he came out, saved the day, going into Raw next week, and we'll see what happens there. Um, Afterwards, after the show, after a tiring show, I was tired after that. After that show, I was shattered. But after the show, obviously you had Rhea Ripley came out, said the thank you for the crowd, massive pop when she came out, lots of eating afterwards, which was really sick, and overall that full experience was worth it. I did spend a lot of money going to Paris and going around and for my hotels and everything, but I think for that once in a lifetime opportunity to go there, which I'm blessed and thank Allah for the blessings that He gives me to be able to go there. I think it was a very good thing, and I can tell people in the future, oh, I did this thing. I went to WrestleMania. I went to Clash in Paris and went to the Raw afterwards, and I think what made it more of a what gave me a bigger reason to actually go was the actual crowd, because I knew it was a European crowd. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be exciting the full way through. That doubled it up in the reason why to go. Obviously, you got to see John Cena wrestle. All my three favorite wrestlers. I got to see Roman wrestle, John Cena, AJ Styles. Massive for me. I think I was chuffed about it. Full experience. I would have done it again. And again, obviously a little bit smarter. A couple of things I could have done differently, but overall, in terms of actually just experiencing it, it was really good. Um, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about SmackDown. I did watch it not too long ago. Obviously, end of the show, AJ Lee comes out, which I thought the way they handled it was probably the best way they could have handled it. You could have had Rhea Ripley come out first. I think I saw like a theory of Rhea Ripley comes out, everybody's a bit in and ahhing about it. She gets taken out, then AJ Lee comes out, but I think because it's a Chicago crowd, it made sense for AJ Lee to come out. And then also, you kind of want a couple of, you want a promo with AJ Lee beforehand, just so that it makes it better. But it was a sick moment. Expected but unexpected, I would say. Everybody kind of knew, but you were like 90%, but there was 10% in you was like, maybe they swerve us, just to swerve us instead of getting AJ Lee. But overall, really, really good in terms of how they executed it, and it definitely got people hyped up. I think people who are unsure whether to buy that ESPN app. Obviously, us in England, we're fine because we can just watch it on Netflix. But all of those people who were umming and ahhing about purchasing WrestlePalooza, they'll probably more than likely actually do it. And then I think overall, the middle of the show, it kind of just happened. I think you had the um, Damian Priest versus Aleister Black match. I think they're trying to just do their own thing there. You've got the Randy versus uh, Drew McIntyre promo. Um, kind of, I'm loving this kind of this story that they're building. So obviously with Cody and Drew and Randy as well in the middle of it. But one thing that did kind of put me out of it is obviously you had the Drew McIntyre knocking Cody Rhodes out, which caused him to go off TV for a couple of weeks. But then they announced on the same show that he's Cody Rhodes and their families just had a baby. So like, did he really need to go or did they need to cut him off so he can go on maternity leave for a little while? It's about a bit of a mm, yeah, but it is what it is whatever it is. But I think I am slowly building up for it. But we definitely need Cody to come back. I'm just gonna turn on my car so it warms up a little bit. Um, if you can hear that, quite loud, isn't it? Quite a lot of fuel though. But anyways, overall cool, I guess. Middle of the show was okay, but I think the beginning of the show with John Cena coming out, um, talking about Paris, and then also Sami Zayn. People booed Sami Zayn like crazy. I was thinking, why they booed Sami Zayn? So what did Sami Zayn do? But I guess they just wanted to see um, John Cena, which is fair. I thought the match was sick. It was such a like, you had the angle slam, you had the edge spear or Roman spear, I guess. But sick match, and then you've got Brock coming out, which will build up the Brock Lesnar versus John Cena match as well. So I thought overall SmackDown was decent. It was very good. But we see what happens next week with that. Kind of waffled on a lot about wrestling there. My mouth is dry. I think we'll quickly go on about Man United real quick. Um, we're in the mud. You good mud? Um, that's all I've got to say. I don't know what the hell's Onana doing. I think he's gone on loan, so we'll see what happens there. We've got a new goalkeeper. We shouldn't have let David De Gea go, but we did, which is crazy. Ganacho's left us, so we have one less player, and we haven't bought any. I think the transfer window is closed now, so we ain't gonna get anybody in. So we're cooked. We're cooked. We don't have a midfield. Our defense is shaky. Our attack is shaky. Um, we're cooked. That's all I've got to say about Man United. We're cooked unless I see something different. I still have faith with Amrin. He shouldn't be fired. He shouldn't be fired unless we get unless it looks like we're gonna get anything lower than 10th. Then if we're gonna get anything lower than 10th, then I think it might be considered. But if we're getting anything above 10th, place in the Premier League, that's all that matters. It's fine with me. I don't care. We should keep him because who else are we gonna get? And whoever we do get, wherever they do, even if they are successful in a certain way, it's never gonna be sustainable. So what is the point in trying to do that? And then nothing's going with the NBA currently. It's kind of still on break, but we're gonna, as always, as always, let's get this cracked open. I have been watching so many like pack openings currently, and I want a manga rare so badly, man. I'm not gonna get it, but you don't get it unless you try. So crack it open. OP11. Last time the cards we got weren't as good as expected, but never try if you never get ripped out. These packs are always hard to. I get why all those people, when I'm watching those streams, they cut them open. Instead of trying to rip it open, they just cut it, which makes sense, man. Because these are such a tussle. I might have to bite it. Hmm, there we go. Got that opened. smell nice for some reason. Mm, I feel like the cards are bent. Anyways, first card, we've got Scaled Neptunian. We've got Gotti, though that card looks sick. Does have a bold head, but sick card nonetheless. You got the boy Randolph ace grading. You've got Fisher Tiger mid. Is this a Dragon Ball? But you got Brick Cola. That sounds like a Dragon Ball villain, man. Got Cognac Mama Mash. Guess it's a move. You got Ray Boshi, Fishman Island, I think. And then you got, who's that? You got Vince Book, Naji. You got Charlotte Anana. You've got X Drake. I think he's a cool character. And then last card, you've got Cory Bar. And we've got I'm no pirate, I'm gonna be a Navy officer. You got Kobe in gold. I don't know if that's good. I doubt it. We're gonna sleeve it up. We're gonna protect it, but I'll have to have a look and see if that's worth it. I don't think that would be. Doesn't look like it would be a very expensive card, but we'll take it. We'll take it. If you don't take it, you never know. So pop that in there. I've like seen so many people open so many like packs and they get like one or two really good cards. So I'm like, if I become addicted to this shit, am I really gonna get anything good? If I'm only open one pack every um, every um, every video. But hey yo, I'm gonna be a Navy officer. Not as cool as I'm gonna be king of the pirates. But nice card in the end. But that's it. That's gonna be the end of the video. I don't think I can think of anything else to talk about. I've waffled on about wrestling for a while. But thank you for watching. Leave a like if it was good. Leave a dislike if it was bad. Remember, no comments. Thank you.